Good evening and welcome to the Dad's Connection with Dave Brown again. I'm just updating as much information as I can today concerning my son Darmani and the situation we're in. In the process, while I'm on here, I'm going to be going over a few things that I've just found very important things. I need you all to check out my Facebook at djbrown.fam. It's www.facebook.com/djbrown.fam. And check out where I've posted. It's clear in this that I should have my son too. Talks about the tribes and the laws and rules that they follow under, as well as other information concerning parents' rights and how we can move forward in helping you keep your parental rights and or enforce them. I have lots of information on the Dad's Connection and on my personal page on Facebook, and also on my group, A Dad's Right. A Dad's Right to be Dad. Anyhow, in every piece of information that we've looked up, including constitutional rights, parental rights, everything to do with the situation, everything to do with legal rights when it comes to tribes, state intervention, and so on. And so far, I have not found not one piece of evidence showing me why the Warm Springs tribe, the Confederated Tribes of Warm Springs, should keep my son from me. At this point, I have proven I have DNA. He is my biological son, and none of my rights have been taken from me. I should not have to prove that I am fit. I am already a parent of this child, although I can prove I'm fit. They can't prove otherwise. I have no criminal history background preventing me from seeing any of my children or anything of the sort. There's absolutely no reason in the world why I should not be able to see and share my love with my son. I need your help. I'm calling out. I've tried reaching out to Jolene Soto, which is the person that has my son. She is the cousin of my son. And if you don't already know the situation, in a nutshell, when my son was born in October of 2004, I had received a text message after Lorna leaving my house and telling me that I had a child on the way. She went back to Warm Springs, apparently was getting high on methamphetamines while pregnant with my child. Anyhow, I had received a text message from a girl named Tracy telling me that the mother was in labor having my child. I called the hospital, was told that the mother and cousin or she said sister, because that's how Jolene Soto misrepresented herself in the situation to obtain my son. However, she claimed that she's her sister, and had her and the mother had told the hospital that I was not the father. I have documentation from medical records proving this to be true. So in doing so, she had prevented a biological connection between my son and myself for her own benefit. She had stated in court that while the mother was pregnant, that she had received a call from a CPS worker asking her if she was going to take this child too, because she had had the mother's other children in her custody as well. So the tribe and state put aside my rights and anybody else's intervention of the situation, had told the hospital not to give out any information concerning the child at all. And then the tribe had given guardianship to Jolene. The hospital did state in there about my call. They did state that I had told them that I would like a DNA test and that I was seeking legal counsel. I did such, although it was very, very hard to try and find my son when he had a completely different name than the mother. Well, none of Jolene's other children have her last name except for her own child, which is the oldest and is the only one that is hers biologically. From my understanding, Jolene cannot have children at this point in her life, and although that is a sad thing for her, it does not mean that it's okay to just take somebody else's child. And I don't want to try and say anything bad about her or try to throw anything out there to hurt her feelings, but when she said in court that I should be thankful that my son could have ended up in foster care or somewhere else, well, I'm sorry. If the mother and Jolene had not lied to the hospital when I had called and had allowed me to come and get a DNA test, whether to prove or disprove whether he was my son or not, then none of this would be a matter in hand right now. None of this. Okay? That is the fact. Alright? There's no way around that. That is the case here. And what I am going to be doing is I am going to put out a petition, and I hope that you're all there with me, to try and prevent this kind of thing from happening in the future. And how I pledge to do this, or how I propose to do this, is to put a petition out for Congress and our legislators, hopefully to sign to and get passed, that at any time that a woman is giving birth to a child, that she has to claim a father. Now, if she's married in the state of Oregon, for instance, no other father can be placed on the birth certificate until DNA is proven, other than the husband. And even in such matters, if he were to ever try and claim custody or such, he would also have to do a DNA test in order to establish custody of any sort. Typically, that is how things are done with the DNA test. I have proven I am the father with a DNA test. And still, my rights are still being pushed away, pushed off, and everything else they could be right now. While in court, Jolene sat there and continued to insult me. When I objected to the insults, the judge overruled my objection, allowing her to continue with her, how should I say, other than insults, it was slander. That's exactly what it was. Badgering me. Okay? And what right does this court or anyone have to do that in the first place with me? They act as if my son is their property. As if he were a cash-in prize. Well, he's not. He's my son. And I have done everything that a father should do to try to be there. And have been blocked and prevented all the way through. So I'm sorry, Jolene. Thank you, but no thank you. I did not ever give you permission to watch, keep, or be guardian over my child. Okay? I did not give you that permission. I did not sleep with you. You are not the mother of my child. You have only mothered my child over the last 7, almost 8 years because of your dishonesty and Lorna's dishonesty. Not because I'm a freaking runaway father or something like that. Not because I'm some, drugged up dope addict or sitting in a jail cell. No. No, I was the guy that was on the phone trying to take claim and trying to take my responsibilities. I knew that the mother, Lorna, had a lot of issues, and when I found out that my son was born addicted to methamphetamines, I was upset. You bet your bottom I was. I offered her a clean place to live and stay with no other obligations other than to help and support my son when he was born. That's all that she was asked to do. And instead, because she was too chicken, she wrote me a letter telling me how she didn't want to hurt me, stole a bunch of my short swords and long swords, took them over to the A1 Hawk Shop over there on 162nd and Stark in Portland, and hawked them off. Got herself the money to get herself back to Warm Springs and get herself high again. Great. Then I come to find out she's having my child. I try and step up and boom, I'm shot down. Why? Because they have the right. Because they have the right to say who's the father, who's not the father. They have the right. And they don't have to prove anything. Yet, if we want to step up to the plate, we have to go through tremendous amounts of paperwork and trying to find different outlets and try to find help and find a lawyer and find this and find that. And oh my gosh, man. And do you know, they've done a study. They've done a study proving we have a biological connection with our children as fathers. They did a study over 600 different people around the U.S. and whatnot, showing that as soon as a father finds out that he is going to be a father, his testosterone levels drop. The Hulkamania becomes a Mr. Mom. Yeah, it's a natural thing, a natural way. It automatically sets in. Once we know we're about to be a parent, the parenthood steps in. We're all biologically connected with our children, men and women. And when it's your child, and you haven't done anything to lose your child, other than make a really bad choice of being with that particular mother, you know? And then you see it as, well, you either have regrets or you have no regrets. Well, I regret that I made some bad choices in my life, and that I regret that, I regret that I even have any regrets at all. One thing I don't regret is giving life to this world, bringing another human being into this world that might have a great heart, a bright future, that can contribute. I'll never regret my children, just the mistakes they made with their mothers. But I'm here now. I'm a good man. I try to do right by my family and those around me. I try to give back to the world as much as I can. I've got the dad's connection here, ready and willing to help out and do anything I can.